Today we're going to go in and looking at dividing larger numbers and dividing by 2 digits rather than 1. The idea is still the same. So remember, division is still the splitting into parts or groups of things, like giving a fair share. Then just some symbols to remember. The fraction bar does mean division, don't forget. And then of course the line with the dot on the top and the dot on the bottom, which we know. So let's look at some practice. So remember, the division is the inverse, the opposite operation of multiplication. So it's that in that fact family, 3 times 5 is 15, 15 divided by 5 is 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15. So those are all in the same fact family. So division, if you noticed, is much easier if you are comfortable with your math facts. So you're doing some multiplication and some subtraction, basically. So let's go ahead and try one. So when you're going to look at this, what you do is you have 66 divided by 15. And lots of times whenever you're going to kind of round it off in your head. So you think about to kind of give you somewhere to start. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I need to figure out somewhere I can begin at. So if I look at it and say, well, 15 is almost 20, and 20 can go into 60 3 times. So I'm going to start with that. So first I need to take and rewrite my problem. So I've got 66, the number you're dividing, and it goes in the inside. And 15, and then I said, okay, well, that's about 3, so I'm going to see where I'm at with 3. It gives me an idea to where I'm guessing and checking, but with a logical place to start. So let's see, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. All right, looks like we can definitely take more than that, so let's go 15 times 4. So 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2, and 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 2 is 6. So it looks like, this should be a 0, that it's going to go 4 times. And then we just said that 15 times 4 is 60, so put your 60 below. And I subtract. I have 6, so I cannot make another group of 15. So my answer is 4 remainder of 6. Okay, so see the rounding and thinking about it, like thinking of 15 as 20 and 60 as 66 as 60, it kind of just gives me an idea to start rather than doing 15 times 2, 15 times 3, 15 times 4. Okay, so it gives me somewhere to begin with. All right, so let's try another one. Okay, so let's do 3,422 divided by 23. Okay, so remember, we need to stop and look and think about it. Okay, so I'm going to go think about 34 as about 30, and 23 is about 20. So 23 would go into 34 one time. So 1 times 23, and I'm going to have 3 digits in my answers, because I would have to go, everyone has to have a partner over at the end. So it goes in there one time. 23 times 1 is 23. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so then you need to move over. Okay, so you stop and look. And 11 is less than 23, so I could not make another group of 23. So now I need to go ahead and bring down the 2. So then you start the process over again. So 23 can go into 112. How many times? Remember, you want to think about, okay, well, 112 is about 100, 23 is about 20, so I'm going to say 2 can go into 10 5 times, so let's see if 23 can go into 112 5 times. Remember, again, that just kind of gives you somewhere to start. So I'm going to do 23 times 5, which is 15, carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And that's too many, just barely, but it is too much. So then 23 times 4. 4 times 3 is 12, so 2, carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. That'll work. So then your 4 goes up top. Minus, subtract out the 92, because 23 times 4 was 92. So 2 and 2 is 0. Got to borrow, take 9 away from 11, which is 2. 20 is less than 23, so I could not make another group of 23. Remember, it's important to always check after you do that subtraction. So we need to bring down the 2. So now I'm looking at 202 divided by 23. Okay, so again, so 23 can go is about 20, 202 is about 200. So 23 can go into 200, 20 can go into 200 about 10 times, but we know it can only be one digit, so we'll go with 9. Remember, just is giving me somewhere to start. Oops, times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Let's erase this so I can see that better. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 2 is 207. Oh, just a little bit too many. So it's going to be 23 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24, so 4 carry my 2. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 is 18, so 184. So put your 8 on top, and then it's 184. You need to subtract that out. Can't take 4 from 2, can't borrow from 0, got to go all the way across. So then remember this 10 is going to become a 9 because I'm borrowing it for the 2. 12 minus 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So 18 is less than 23, so that gives me a remainder of 18. So here's my answer. 148, remainder of 18. So if I wanted to check, I could do 148 times 23 and then add your remainder of 18. So when you check, you go through and you multiply each step, don't forget, and then you add back your remainder. And so the answer is 3,422. So we got it correct. Okay, so go ahead and bring this in. And of course, don't forget, we'll do some practice tomorrow. So if you have any questions, be sure you bring it in, and don't forget to do the summary. All right, see y'all tomorrow.
If you notice that some of the explanations on that first part, it came from the Math is Fun site. It's a good site to go to, you guys. It's got some good explanations, and there are questions that you could answer, and it would we'll walk you through it if you miss it, so that kind of helps if you want to go do some practice. All right.